So every single January is Zinfandel Advocates and Producers Annual Tasting. What comes in that particular tasting in every January is showcase events like this particular region, Lodi. So this year, unfortunately, there's not going to be a ZAP in-person tasting because of pandemic. Hopefully it'll happen next year this time. So in the meantime, we still have wonderful wines to be tasting. Michael McCay is the winemaker, and I think this is a really special Zinfandel, 100% Zinfandel. It says native yeast ferment. It's an absolutely glorious wine. Trulux Vineyard. Let me just show you the wine bottle up close so you can see the label. 2016 vintage. Back label for you to look at here, 14.4% ABV. I like to think of ZAP as being the anteprima kickoff for tasting in terms of the California wine tasting season. And so this year, obviously online, it's unfortunate, but it's totally understandable given the pandemic. Hopefully next year it'll be in person. It's really nice to be in person, to be tasting these wines, to talk with the winemakers, to tasting as many wines as you can. And I'm definitely tasting more than say these 3 wines that I tasted in this particular tasting. But given the scenario, I totally understand and support that. Zinfandel does not need to have a supporting partner, so to speak, in terms of other varieties, and it can. And yet, for historical reasons, you could add in a dash of say Petit Syrah, mixed blacks, Petit Syrah, maybe Alicante Bouschet or Carignan. But some ways, I think the originality. I think when I hear winemakers say, "Oh, I'm adding a dash of Petit Syrah for color," that's not the really compelling story I want to hear. I like to hear something like, "Oh, it's a mixed blacks vineyard site." Totally get it, totally understand. When there's an opportunity to do 100% Zinfandel, that's even better. I think it really can stand on its own. No reason for color or coloration to really, change what the wine is. Even a small amount of Petit Syrah, in my opinion, really kind of changes that character and originality of Zinfandel. So what I very much enjoy about tasting a whole spectrum of Zinfandel wines is just some beauty and encapsulation of complexities of the wine, and also the soil types and the climate and so forth that enter in and add value to the experience you're tasting. So on this wine here, I'm getting notes of black cherry, hoisin, cedary notes, leather notes, as well as rose petal and ground spices. Next, the palate characterization. Fantastic mouthfeel to this wine. I'm so glad it's 14.4% ABV. That could be changed slightly in terms of when the grapes are picked, but this was optimum, right, for this particular year. And, I think what I get from that is, yes, you could have Zinfandel can take a little more alcohol, in my opinion, but not too much more in order to get that balance. And I think this is a nicely balanced wine that's giving a characterization of cherry, cranberry, almost a Gamay-esque quality, which I very much enjoy to this wine. Pepper, ground clove, and freshly ground spices. Nicely complex, beautiful wine, 94 points out of 100 points. More information on the producer will be listed down below. Questions or comments, please list them there as well. And that's where you subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And if you already have, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And so between videos, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. Additionally, you'll find me on my podcast, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Seek out some Zinfandel. Enjoy this with very nice dishes like cheese and charcuterie, of course, but definitely, the roast chicken, the pork. Definitely want some ribeye steak with this. It's very versatile, delicious, gorgeous, and nice sensibility to this wine. Beautiful acidity, gorgeous wine. Again, 94 points out of 100 points. I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more. Santé.